Hello, today we're at the Civil War reenactment at Kearney Park. So, what character do you represent?
I represent a Confederate wife. My husband and my boys actually run a cannon here. Whenever they recruited from the South, what they would do is they would go into a town and they would recruit the whole town. So your whole town would go and fight. Well, if you actually didn't own your land like my family didn't, we actually lived in sharecrop. Whenever the men left to go to the war, the women didn't have anywhere to go because they didn't want women to stay on the land because they
represent my ancestor. He was a soldier in 7th Virginia, and he worked on a tobacco plantation in North Carolina, but when he was traveling through Virginia, he was mustered in, and so he joined up and fought in 15 separate engagements, shot in the leg, and he returned to duty after he was shot in the leg. So he would march into battle using his rifle as a crutch, and then he would use his rifle and then march out using his rifle as a crutch again. So I'm really proud of my ancestors, so that's why.
Thank you. How has the war impacted your life?
How has the war impacted my life? Well, I lost my home. I've lost some of my family due to illness, and also a lot of my belongings and stuff, and the food is we don't have very much food because we're in the South, and food goes to the Army, not just the civilians. No.
Everything gone. If I go back when it's over, then I would find out whether or not anybody's left or anything's left, or even a family home, if my family's spread out also. I know that a lot of them have died, and that's all I have is word. And I don't know if it's real, but because of the information we get, waiting to see if the Telegraph responds, we can always search out more information.
During the downtime of waiting for battle, a lot of people would hang around and just talk to each other until they actually went into the battle. And here we see a little girl. She was playing on top of a tree, and some people are just sitting, looking at their weapons, smoking tobacco, or the woman getting their housework, their cooking ready. What kind of weapons, or what kind of guns did you guys use?
Well, we use two main weapons. We use the 1853 Enfield and this weapon, the 1861 Springfield. They are all, muskets, as you can tell, but unlike muskets of previous wars before the Civil War, these were rifled, meaning that they have grooves inside the barrel that spin the bullet, making it go faster, just like how you're supposed to spin a football to make it go faster and accurate. So,
Who had the most newer or more technical weapons?
Probably the Union. I believe a gentleman over there has a showcase of a lot of the weapons used in the Civil War. There was a lot more manufacturing in the North, a lot of industry. The South were more agricultural than the North this time. I remember reading that all the southern states had enough industry to half of what New York has at this time. So the Union Army had, by the end of the war, weapons where lever action guns that you'd see in the Old West and stuff, where the Confederates were still stuck with muskets like these.
What were the horses used for?
They were cavalry horses. They were soldiers, basically. Carried all our gear on them.
Sometimes other men. Look at the horses. Shooting. All that smoke. From the people that got hurt. Got hurt.
You're going to live.
Another one.
Leg is completely mangled.
Leg is completely mangled.
All right.
His leg is completely
And then you're going to go out. No problem. There you go. Okay. All right. You're not going to suffer. You're just going to feel like it.
Were you a good dancer?
He's going to fight it. Hold on.
You're never going to dance now.
You done?
So after the war, there was a whole restoration period where the South was pretty much trashed and the North wasn't a lot better. So it was a lot of rebuilding, a lot of trying to get the country back together. There was still a lot of tensions. This was a war, brother fighting brother. So you got to imagine that's a little hard to come back from that.